Hey there, how's everybody doing? I had some observations here that I wanted to share with some of the students and give you some insight on the strokes per second and some issues regarding that. If I was to sit at my writer and just hit, say, the word check and just go check, 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 or whatever, just one stroke with both hands using the uh, the word like that, check, write, whatever. I can do about 320 strokes per second, 320 strokes per minute. Probably could do a little bit faster, but that's kind of a good solid boom, 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 boom. And if you divide that by 60 seconds, you get about 5.3 strokes per second. And if I take my writer and I do alternate strokes like uh, that and then were, or that you can, if I do it that way and do it really quick, I can get about 566 strokes per second. I'm sorry, 566 words per minute, which is about 9.4 strokes per second. But again, the point being is that I'm going that, were, that, whatever, but I'm going it really fast. Boom, 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 boom. And I can do it quicker that way because I've got opposite hands moving not in conjunction with each other. And so here's the point. I can't consistently do 320 strokes per second on a continuous 8-hour day without being totally worn out. And that doesn't even take into consideration hearing the word and then turning it into steno, which then outputs into English. So when I know what's going to be said, when I know what's coming up, I can probably get 5 strokes per second now and then because many times I've seen my software go up to 375, which is more like 6 strokes per, or 6 or 7 strokes per second. But the point being, we're human and we have to pause to hear the word, to be able to write the word, and just keep at it and stay caught up on the speaker without pausing. And so then the question you have to ask yourself is where do you draw the line between how much writing out you are going to do versus how much briefing or phrasing you want to do to be able to accomplish the speed. If I can hit the keyboard at 5 strokes a second, that's around 300 words a minute. 5.3 is 320. But can you realistically do that all day long and be able to keep up and not completely wear yourself out? And the assumption here is at 5 strokes per second, if each stroke is a word, then you're writing at 300 words a minute. But when you start factoring in having to maybe take 2 strokes for a word, and let's say that you could do 5 strokes per second, and 2.5 of those strokes it took to make a word, then you drop down considerably in your speed. Your fingers are still flying, but you're not writing as fast as you could be if each of the strokes were a word. So I'm not trying to push writing short any more than I'm pushing writing out. But we always have a big discussion about whether to write out or to write short. It really boils down to how fast you are able to hit the keys per second, and how much hesitation you have or don't have as you're stroking the keys to get words out on the screen. And I figure with dictation, I'm probably going to lose at least 1 stroke per second, and it's going to drop it down to around 240, 250 if I'm not familiar with what's being talked about, especially if it's some unfamiliar testimony. You have to remember that we have to be experts right now on what we're about to hear, and we most of the time have no clue what we're listening to or what we're going to hear. So you might sit down sometime and see how many times per minute you can hit just one word like check, 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 or right, 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 and just set your timer up and maybe set up your real time. Most of the programs will count your strokes and just start at 0 or start at 5 or whatever, and get your machine set up and ready to do it, and then hit it for a minute and see what you come up with as far as how many strokes per second you can write like that, and then ask yourself, now can I do that all day long? Can I shorten some things down? Are there things I can look at to shorten up? When you get into the field, if you're in court especially, you're going to hear things over and over again, and it doesn't make a lot of sense to sit there and just write the stuff out continuously when you can come up with some short briefs to make your job easier. Court can wear you out real quick, and if you're just bound and determined to be sore every day, that's great. But in my court, I hear the same stuff over and over, especially on my guilty pleas, and I definitely try to shorten those puppies down, because anything I can do to be able to write fast, because they're going to be going fast, and to not be so stressed, then I'm definitely going to look for that option to try to make my job easier. The same thing will happen when you're in the freelance field with certain attorneys. They'll have the same flow, the same things that they say over and over again, and you'll get to the point where you'll start looking at some consistencies and trying to shorten down a few of the things that the attorney might say to make your job easier. So I just wanted to throw out a couple of thoughts here, and what I had just done on my writer to kind of test where I'm at, and kind of how much I can do in 1 minute in bursts like that, and then it kind of gives me an idea of actually how fast can I really write theoretically, based on how many times per minute I can hit the keys. So a couple of thoughts there for you guys to think about.